What's going on, world? It's your man Jay Denham, also known as JFK, here presenting to you guys something very, very, very exclusive. First and foremost, let's get to it. Where we are right now, we're actually celebrating the Chinese New Year. So, in light of that, we're actually bringing you a very, very exclusive shoe, man. This shoe actually only released overseas. It has never, ever seen a U.S. slated release date. So, let's get to it, man. First and foremost, this shoe, actually the box itself is very different. Something you never actually see usually from Jordan brand. I don't know if you can see it from where you're at. Try to get it. It's like a kind of camouflages kind of material, actually with a panda, which is something new. It's a very first time thing for Jordan brand. They don't usually do anything like that. The Jumpman also is pretty reflective. I hope you guys can get that. Let's get to the shoe, man. Before I touch anything, man, these are suede. For those that do know me, if you watched any of my videos, you know I love suede sneakers, man. So gotta keep your hands clean, keep your sneakers clean, man. Cleanliness is next to godliness. Remember that. So let's get into it, man. And actually, now that I'm looking at this, I noticed the shoe paper actually has the same material, kind of like the reflectiveness of the top of that box. So that's actually what this paper has printed on it, which is actually pretty cool. I like that a lot. Man, that red right there, man. Here we go. It's marvelous. Love these, man. Again, for those that do know, even if you don't know, I'm letting you know now. I love 13's, man. 13's are definitely in my top favorite shoes. Just in the history of Jordan brand itself, this is a very well designed shoe. As you can see, one of the very first things I noticed is this very soft and greatly put on suede all across the top and midsole of the sneaker, man. Also, the holographic mark, one of the biggest marks that you notice about Jordan 13's. Translucent pods actually on the bottom of the shoe as well. This shoe was actually in a pack, believe it or not, or however you categorize a pack. They didn't come together, but there were two pairs actually of these shoes that released overseas. The pack was called the What Is Love pack. Let's get both of these together so you could do a side-by-side thing. Get all around. These shoes are magnificent to me, man. I love these. Unfortunately, they are not a personal pair. Check out the size 11 on the bottom with the Tiffany color box. Shout out to my man again, my man Clean Whips and Kits. Thank you, brother, because you came through again. These though, again, man, this shoe is it's so well done. Again, the shoe actually came, it was a female version of this. The female version was actually similar, like the color of the box. It was very similar. It was like a Tiffany mint kind of color. But that shoe was only for females. So we do not have those here. I actually wish I could present those to you guys as well. Check them out online. I actually have something come up soon so you guys can see it. But this shoe here, actually the release date for these, honestly, was actually November. It was November of last year. It was 11/11, which ironically enough, my man was a size 11. But the release date actually coincides with the Singles Day that they celebrate actually over there. Like, yes, guys, they do celebrate a day for people being single. I know us here in the States, you know, we celebrate Valentine's Day, you know, the couples, the love thing. Well, overseas, they don't. They celebrate the guys and the girls being single. So yes, it's actually a holiday thing that they celebrate over there. So that's why they deem this pack the What Is Love pack. Again, as you can see, there's suede all across this. This is magnificent, man. There's actually, from what I've read, they say that it's like a print as well, like the panda print that's almost like on this box on the shoe paper. It's like a camo panda, I want to say, but for whatever reason, I believe it's like heat or like once you wear the shoe actually itself. And these are DS, man, brand new. You see them bottoms? If they was mine, I promise I licked the bottom for y'all, but it's not my shoe, man. So, but I love this shoe. It's well designed. Again, one of the top elites to me in the Jordan like lineage of shoes is the Jordan 13. And for those that don't know, if you do, again, if you haven't followed my videos, you need to try to be as informative as possible. This shoe was designed from a Black Panther, whether you know it or not. The design for the shoe, actually, like this is supposed to be the paw print. I've spoke about this before in the last video. I'm gonna mention again for those of you guys that haven't checked it out, or if you have, good, you already know. If you already knew, good, I'm gonna tell you again. And this actually right here, the reflective part on every single pair of mid 13's, because believe it or not, there is a pair of 13 lows. There's a few of those actually out there. This is actually supposed to replicate the Panther's eye. So, and actually those one of Michael Jordan's nickname was the Black Cat. So that's what this shoe itself is modeled after. I do love these. Again, I can't express it enough, man. The 1/1 release date thing I kind of thought was created from Jordan brand. They usually don't do. They're not too much on that usually most of the time. But as you see here, they also have the actual Jordan logo up here on the tongue. They have the Jordan, like the branded Jordan word listed right there on the toe box, on the top toe box of the shoe. So this was actually also, if you guys know what Dub Zeros are, this is actually one of the shoes that you mainly see in Dub Zeros when you look at the model of a Dub Zero. This whole part is incorporated on that shoe. It's actually a big fusion shoe. I hear we're supposed to be getting a few more of those this year. So there's actually a female pair of these, ironically enough, that came out today. So you guys check it out, man. Check out our next video. I will be doing an unboxing and a reveal of those. I believe those are the Hyper Pink 13's. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I believe that's what they're called, and I'm going to be doing an unboxing of those as well. That's also not a personal pair. I don't wear pink, man. I'm not Cam. Shout out to Killer though. But again, this shoe right here, this is a very hard shoe also to come by. It's a shoe I wish I could have added in my collection, but these pretty things have eluded me long enough. So I don't know, maybe one of these days I'll be able to score 9.5 or a 10 in these. But for right now, again, shout out to my man Clean Whips and Kicks. I got him to thank for being able to do this unboxing. And again, man, where we're at, this is the actual day of the Chinese New Year. You know, they don't celebrate our Chinese, our New Year's like they do in China. So that's exactly why I feel like it was only right to bring out these 13s. On top of that, there was a female 13 recently. So actually prior to this, we did another Chinese slated only shoe, but actually a few of those did get into the States. So those are the Chinese New Year's 12s. So I feel like it's only right to do a follow-up video, something that only released overseas, man. So for the guys that do have these, you lucky bastards. For the guys that are hunting, still looking out for these, I know the price tag is pretty heavy. Usually what you see, you don't usually see retail price 40s. You got to go through a reseller majority of the time. Again, unless you're blessed like my man is and you know somebody over there that can send these over for you. So hence the reason he was blessed. He was lucky enough to get his hands on these. But this shoe itself, Jordan did not wear this exact version of the shoe, of course, being that it's a recent model of the shoe. But the Jordan 13s it's the shoe that he wore, the last shoe that he wore was the 14s. This is the shoe prior to that year that he actually finally retired from the Chicago Bulls. So I feel like it was only right for them to do an all red and black one. But these kind of look like, I wouldn't have been surprised if they called these Raging Bull, 13. We got Raging Bull 5s. So there's almost something almost identical to those that are 6s. They're not as dark as a red shade. But again, I'm a Raging Bull kind of guy, man. So I would have deemed these the Raging Bull 13s if I didn't know any better. But again, good eye and a good homage that they definitely did pay to the Chinese guys over there to, for the release date. That 11/11, that 1/1 thing was actually the reason they did it. Made perfect sense once you actually look it up and you read your information on it. So let's actually check out the interior of this as well. I don't get too much in the shoe. I spun these shoes around enough for you guys. Check out the interior of this, man. This is also something you don't usually see too much. Jordan's been doing this lately, though. Like, they actually had it on the 12 box as well. I believe I mentioned that. The inside of this box, you see that? It's almost like reflective. Can you get it? Is it clear out there? All right, check this out, man. Also something that you're not going to see on the bottom of every Jordan. See that? That's that Chinese. They'll let you know where it came from. That's that Chinese lettering that's embedded on that box, man. It's just a crazy thing. I like that they did that. And again, actually, if you think about it, the top of these, this is red for this box. Of course, for the men's pair, this is actually, again, almost identical to the female's pair. The female pair is like a Tiffany mint shade. So let's actually take a look inside the sneakers as well. See if there's anything special about that. Let's get these laces out. My man kept these icy, man. He's had these for a while. He's like, yo, you did a Chinese New Year, 12. You want to do some 13s? I said, yeah, you got the 13s? Like, yeah, I got those. I was like, oh, man, I didn't know he had those. He kept those in the tuck. You liar, you ain't want to tell me you had them, huh? Wanted to keep these in the stash. But again, I thank him, man. I can't thank him enough for doing this. Here we go. I'm trying to get the insole out for you guys. Oh, yeah, I like this. See, this is actually the pattern that they're saying that shows up on this shoe. But again, these are DS, which is dead stock for those that don't know. It's a brand new shoe, never worn. Let me show you guys this real quick. This is supposed to be the pattern that visibly shows up, like on the black part after you wear the shoe after a while. I like that, though. That's something you definitely don't see a lot. Much like the Wing 12s. I don't know if you guys know what the Wing 12s are, or the Wing It 12s, as some people call them. But there's actually a part on that 12. That shoe actually looks almost identical to a playoff 12, which I don't own either of. I'm not a huge fan of those 12s, but I do like 12s. I'm not going to discredit the 12s. But they're much like those, and I think that's probably also where they got the idea from. Who knows? Don't quote me on that. But try to put this back in there, man. The shoe trees, I'm actually kind of surprised about that. There's nothing special about these neither. But again, it's a marvelous shoe, a very, very extremely rare shoe. You see anybody out with these, man, y'all know to give them a high five. You don't see these too often. But again, I appreciate the love. These right here, the What Is Love pack, single day 13s. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is JFK signing out. Stash Life.